Why doesn't he have a weak spot?
Holy shit! Here, I got you. Glad you make house calls. More useful when I'm on my feet. Just a minute there. In your face! Reloading! Help me up, damn it! Ding ding, we got a winner. That couldn't have ended soon enough. Almost out. Someone wanna help? Out of ammo. Just need to keep looking.
We have to make it very, you know what?
Did we get them all? Rika! Gotta reload. Whatever you do, don't get it in your eye. Do you hear that? Doc's down. Something's over there. Can't move. Shit. I'm stuck. More useful when I'm on my feet.
Yeah, not cool. That corner right there makes me feel like that's a run back. That like you spawn whatever you have to spawn and then you run because they're gonna come from the steps. Like that corner's not good. That corner's not good. And the thing is, I don't know how far back you can run, but that's not the.
Oh, this sucks. Friendly fire! Walker there. I'm over here. What the shit?
Oh, it's a troll. It's a troll. It just jumps into nightmare matches to ruin people. That's interesting. That's interesting. I think the biggest insult is that that person let their shitty life get to them. You know, and they're taking it out on other people. Like, I don't care about the game. It's more like they're paying forward bullshit, and they're making that choice. That's probably the insult. You know, their life sucks. So the best thing they could do with their sucky life is make other people's lives suck. That's like you're going into the negative, pal. It's not you do better if you just sat at home and didn't do shit except read books.
Let's do this. Reloading.
Come on, Jim. Check your fire.
Thanks, Walker. Walker's down. Jim's dead.
Over here. Get me back up.
This don't feel right at all.
Ogre intro, right?
Oh, fuck. Oh, I'm out of here.
Come on, man.
Got us a Rika.
Locked, loaded, and ready to roll.
So bad. So fucking bad. Hold on.
Everything okay, Mom?
Fine, I'm fine. Just excited. Need a little help getting back to my feet here. Reloading! Over here!
My God, my cats are in the. Hold on a second. I'm a little stressed out.
Reloading.
I need help!
What are we gonna do with you?
Wow. Giving people seizures.
Son.
What?
Harley's down.
I never heard of that. Really?
I need a shower stat. Keep your distance, Pansy. Did you see that? Didn't
Wow.
think it'd be
What the
down
hell,
to
man?
us.
Hold on a second. I can't concentrate.
Reloading!
Wow, I didn't understand.
Over here! Explosion time!
Nice! Really nice!
Ah, pendulum's down! Here. Really? Can't play nice just this once? Harley's down. Just point where you don't want to shoot, okay? Reloading! Get me up!
All right, take it easy, bud.
Yeah, get off.
Look out!
Oh man, see, I shouldn't have stood there, man. It dawned on me
Reload!
to get in the freaking.
I need help! Watch out! Tall boy! Reloading!
Reloading! They're everywhere! After everything we've been through, you do this to me?
We got this.
Please, no!
With all that noise you've been making?
Is anyone still out there? We need help. They've got us trapped.
We hear you.
Oh, thank God. We thought we were the only ones left. We could really use some assistance. We're pinned down in the old...
That's amazing.
Hunter! Hold us down! Pendulum's down!
That's amazing. I can't believe what just happened. Everything was so quiet. Everything was so.
We
I
may
don't
have
even.
lost the battle, but
Like,
we will
a
win.
snitcher knocked me off the thing. I was preparing a can to blow up the exploder. A snitcher knocked me off, and then the crusher showed up, and wow, man.
Reloading! Anyone need this?
Stop, Dad! You shot me!
I'm so sorry. Are you all right?
Just us now.
Yeah.
And for subtlety.
All right, that's a hawker. Tall boy and a wretch. Tall boy and a wretch. Tall boy and a wretch.
Hey, worm faces! We're up!
Get back!
We've lost the dock.
Shoot ahead!
Freaking birds, man.
anyone's name on it. Woo! Doc's down.
I need assistance!
It's coming! Hockey there!
You know what? I gotta develop a rule where if I can't see the rear end of where I'm shooting, I cannot.
Hey! I'm over here! Get me up!
Can we get Doc?
Hockey there!
Did you see?
Hopper! Be quick!
That couldn't have ended soon enough. Need to reload.
Ollie's gone!
Over here!
Where the fuck was the other?
I'm not seeing a light!
Fuck.
Where's the fucking light? Ah, this hurts so bad!
He's too fast. Again, we're in training. So we're learning about. I'm personally learning about backtracking. The rest of the rest of the like the community that seems to be queuing and solo queuing is all about yeah, again. You know, I forget where I got that. A million martial arts films. But one in specific that I can hear it. You know. But yeah, the community wants to like rush forward. And I get further and I can sparse out exactly what's happening. So one thing that I know for certain is that when I can hear them and the subtitles tell me when I'm hearing them, that lets me know exactly what's around, what's coming, and what it's going to try to do. I know that if they are alive, then they're waiting for an opportunity to converge at the same time. So in a way, we have to find them and kill them. We have to keep an eye out for them and then take them down one by one until more spawn. We have to kind of like be hunting for them throughout the map. Like I want to say objective oriented and it's fine, but until they're down, you run the risk of being in a bad situation. And I think that hunting them for the deliberate team, hunting them and avoiding the hordes, two different things, right? You know, isolating the mutations and avoiding spawning the hordes, I think are enough to get most teams across the finish line, you know, if they can manage it. But there are certain advantages that I'm not taking into account with bots, right? The bots can totally deal with a wretch. You know, they could stand in the poison pools. So we need to be able to stun the wretch.
Let me check my calendar. Well, what do you know? I'm free.
What the fuck are we gonna do? They're everywhere!
We'd better call this into Phillips.
Rover 2, this is Hope 1. Do you copy?
This is Rover 2 to Hope 1. Over.
Need all cleaners back at the Ville. Pronto. Hard copy?
We're on our way.
Hope 1 out.
Home sounds so good right now.
All right.
Let's go kick some ass.
That is the plan. Oh, that was
Hey,
silly.
behind you! Why's that never work?
AR here!
All right.
Don't see anyone's name on it.
Okay, let's try this again, right?
Do we have a plan? Or are we, you know, winging it as usual?
Something's over
City.
there.
Okay, this is checkpoint 1.
Down!
That's nice. Okay. All right, I know. No sleepers in there. I don't want to shoot that zombie. He's gonna break the door open for me. Okay. Let's get over here. All right. See what else we learn. Okay. So there's a bruiser and a reeker. Now the reeker, if I'm not mistaken, the reeker is going to and a snitch.
Let's go!
Hold on.
Need to reload.
We got a stalker!
Ugly's ahead. Let's... A little help?
What's that?
Over there.
Appreciate it.
Reloading.
All right. I just gotta wait
Stand still. Let me patch you up.
and
will
see
ya?
what is stalking us, if anything. Still here.
What's that? Ah! Breaker! Need to reload. Over there.
Ah, no, man, no.
Did that one's eyeball just come out? Breaker!
Never thought there'd be a thing
Need
of
to
too much
reload.
attention.
I don't even want to know what this shit is.
All right, now there's a bruiser coming from somewhere.
Bruiser there!
Reload.
Let me get you up.
Appreciate it.
Watch the fire. Ammo
Angela's
here.
down.
Too strong, man.
Over
What's
here.
that? You okay?
Need
Glad
this.
you got my back, man.
They need to heal each other.
What's that?
Oh, no, you don't. Reloading. Stalker!
Where's the stalker?
Here, let me help.
I mean, we're not keeping score here, right?
Okay. Those are all the different stalkers. See, this pace is absolutely mandatory to be able to process for me like
Pistol
the
here.
fuck it takes. No supply crate?
There.
All right, there's a bruiser.
Handgun.
Back! Ding ding, we got a winner.
There's a
Let's do this before I change my mind.
Cruiser there.
Watch out.
Shit.
Speaker.
Reloading. Reloading.
freaking
See that?
It's all over me.
Let me take care of this.
Man, that was really
Thanks,
hurt.
kid.
hold on.
Get back! Smush!
Okay.
Walker close by.
Reloading. Reloading.
Hold still.
Thanks.
Cruiser!
Over there.
My God. Isaac. What's the review? It's not for everybody. It's a very specific and demanding kind of
Team.
experience that is really that's really punishing to people
Sniper rifle.
who don't play by the rules. You know, I want to say that it's enjoyable. I think the most enjoyable part of it is that when you play by the rules and you play well, you know, when you play by the rules and things actually work out as intended, I think that that's really refreshing because, you know, then it almost feels like, okay, I get it, you know, and I'm pulling through. But there's so much RNG that there's a lot of times where it really tests you. Like, it tests you to be responsive and creative in some cases and just faster, and, you know, and sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes you're just too slow.
There. Here, take this. Ammo here.
I've got
You know, so it's not for everybody because the level of punishment that happens when you start to play at the top level is
Feel better already?
Here.
Just
I
saying
know.
that.
I mean, we're not
is
gonna get started, right?
like painful.
I'll have you fixed up soon.
Bless you, hon.
You know, it can be very painful.
Bandages.
You know, like Salt Defiant, you know, like a Souls Run or some shit like that. I hate comparing it to that game, but you know, it's true. It's just like, you know. And also, one thing that adds to it is just the way in which other people play. Like, I would say that there's a big chunk.
Did you see that?
There.
Reloading.
There's a big chunk of players that are not into that. They're not into the rules of the play. They don't wanna, you know. So they'll hold back progression of everybody else because they're like, you know, against it. I don't play with voice chat on because I'm not interested in any amount of disrespect or verbal abuse and or like hate speech or anything like that. And there is some of that stuff online. I will play with viewers and, you know, bring them through, you know, whatever difficulty they're at,
Ooh, that's
if that's what we're doing. But the rest of the time I am just,
We've got a stalker.
just trying to get through now Nightmare after having beat it on Recruit and Veteran. So yeah, it's definitely not for everybody. It's not for everybody unless you're a masochist or a sadist, you know, like a troll, or you know, you're really stubborn like me. You know, you could definitely get some time in and you know, learn everything the hard way. But I honestly can't say that, like, you know, there's a part of me that thinks that every game ought to be fun.
Reloading. Catching myself up.
And I can't use that to describe this game. This game takes the idea of like a zombie situation where the zombies are very lethal, and you have to respect each one. You have to respect every group. You have to respect every location. You're trying to preserve your life. You can go down very easily, you know. So what I'm doing right now is I'm doing a lot of like careful backtracking, because I don't want to get caught in a trap, and I don't want to get rear-ended, you know what I'm saying? So I'm always trying to like look at the subtitles to let me know what specials are around so I can protect myself from surprise.
No lying down on the job, soldier.
Appreciate it.
Mine now.
There's a snitch around me somewhere.
Watch out!
Loading.
Not today, Rich. Explosion time. Oh,
Nice. Really nice.
need a little help to get back on my feet here.
You see it?
Ugh, careless. Help me! First time's free. and
Fun
I'm
is
pretty sure this
subjective?
isn't the
Yeah.
first time.
Yeah, it is. But you know, I you know, when I think of fun, what is subjective is I think fun is kind of like the thing that makes you go, ha ha, man, that was fun. Oh, ha 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 ha. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking about like that. I'm thinking about like that kind of reaction, and it's very difficult to do because you can't even multitask the laugh and the smile. You know, like it just comes out of you, ha ha. Oh man, that was cool. Ah, ha ha. You know, no, that's just not happening. That shit doesn't feel like it's a natural thing that occurs
You know what I have to go through to clean this thing?
in this game.
Got a med kit?
Well,
Reloading.
let's do this.
Storm gun.
No, if I had to think about like how to quantify it. With or without, oh, COD? Oh yeah, no, this isn't like COD. You can't bring, my opinion, my takeaway from this game is that there are people who play a lot of Call of Duty Zombies, and I played a little bit of that and a little bit.
Incoming!
I played a little bit of that, a little bit of Killing Floor, and
In the head!
it's not.
You want to patch yourself up there, brother?
This game punishes you for that playstyle. You know, if you think you're gonna play like aggressive, I'm not saying it can't be done. Every once in a while you'll see somebody,
wanna
but it's
stick
so
something on that
rare that it works out in anyone's favor, let alone the whole group. Even if one person makes it, you know, reduces the points, it reduces the, you know, the.
Is anyone still out there? We need help. They've got us trapped.
We're here.
Oh, thank God. We thought we were the only ones left. We could really use some assistance. We're pinned down in the old...
Okay. This is where we have to worry about.
Fuck.
birds. We have to worry about getting pushed off here.
Appreciate it.
We have to worry about so much bullshit.
Angelo, you need to patch yourself up.
Jesus, where did they all come from?
Mom, please. You'll need to take better care of that wound.
Down, boy! That one, ridden 0.
Whoa. Watch it. We have to wait till everything gets close here.
Don't want to trip over my own feet.
What happened to Mom? Damn it. Is there a med station here?
Meds here.
See that?
Cool. Need to take care of that wound,
Thanks,
Angelo.
Alright, we got to, it looks like we got to go. Sometimes there's a med station here, and sometimes there is not. I do not have a grenade.
Let's check this place out.
Did that hurt?
What's that?
Let's go, Dottie.
Snitcher!
Angelo, want to patch that up?
Through here! Cover me!
I don't want to hit that door.
Didn't think it'd be down to us.
Damn, Walker went down?
It's not me. It's definitely you. Shut the damn door! You want to let them in?
That is the very first time that I have made it through this mission on my own. That is the very first time you saw it right there. That was with bots, and I used the shit out of them. Nobody joined my mission in this particular occasion and ruined it with their friggin' balls to the wall, you know, kamikaze bullshit. But that is the very first time that I have gotten through there. And the two things that I did on Nightmare difficulty in order to make that happen was I checked my rear constantly. If I'm hearing weird sounds and if I'm hearing mutations in the area, I want to make sure they're not behind me and they're not closing in, okay? And the other thing I did, because I want to separate them from the horde, and the other thing I did is that in areas where there's a lot of bullshit that could potentially disrupt, like birds and whatnot, I chose to go melee or wait till enemies are in closer range so that when I'm shooting, I'm not blindly shooting behind them. I could have fucked up. There were occasionally where I did take some far shots, but that's what I was worried about. I was worried about shooting past them and then, you know, hitting an alarm door. And as you could see in the very final run, they put a snitch right on the other side of the door, then further down the hall. Then the doors are alarmed. So if you get into a fight in the hall and you're swinging, you're gonna trigger the alarm on the door. And then if you turn the final corner to race to the thing, there's another, I'm not a snitch, a sleeper. Sleepers on the other side of the door. There's a sleeper right at the end of the hall, just past the door to the safe room to make sure you don't make it. So all of those situations will kill your whole run. It will destroy your run or make it so that you barely make it through. And I feel like I barely made it through. I feel like we could have done, you know, better in terms of, you know, supply points. I certainly would have liked to have made it with the whole team. So I'm not even saying that that's like perfect yet, you know? It's not right there, but that seems to be really essential for like the average player base. You want to definitely not trigger the horde, and you want to play in a way that does not trigger the horde. That means don't shoot blindly past, in areas where there might be doors or birds behind or cars behind enemies that you're trying to kill. And then two, which means you have to let them get into optimal range. I don't know, and that's hard to do when you're panicking. And then two, do not ignore the sounds behind you, man. If you got to backtrack a little bit, do that. And this is again for the average player base. Again, if you're on PC, mouse and keyboard, there's like a different speed, because of how mouse and keyboard users are. I don't know. It's like I don't do it, and I know that there's a separation between console and mouse and keyboard users. So I'm on the controller, I'm on Xbox, and that's where I'm at. But I will say, for crossplay purposes, I do think that if you want a higher success rate, you ought to play at the pace, the speed of the team. You know what I'm saying? So pay attention to the people behind you, and don't. I mean, if you go Rambo, man, and the run fails, don't blame them, man. Don't do it. They might have been lagging behind. They might not be as determined or not the word, or like just aggressive or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But they're probably playing at a pace that is comfortable for them to survive. And a slower pace isn't bad for you either. You know what I'm saying? You got to play at the speed of the team. You got to average that out and bring it down a notch. So I don't know, for everyone's benefit, I think it's important to slow down in most cases, unless you're a speedrunner and you're, whatever. And as for the people who are not speedrunners but still want to go fast, man, the game's going to be painful. I don't see how you're going to get that far, man. If you want to progress, you got to learn. You got to wise up. We've been live for almost 6 hours. I think it's time to wrap it up. I'm sure I've done more than like 10 runs, and I need to detox a little bit, but this is like day 2, okay? So couple of things, right? As I said earlier, you want to control each section, and you want to get past. You want to. My approach, and I think a strategy that I'm trying to perfect, is to stay in control of the mutations rather than spawning too many of them and letting them get out of control. And that means occasionally backtracking a little bit, making sure that the area is clean, keeping an ear about potential ambushes, because the game is always trying to like pincer you. If you can stay on top of that and proactive, then the game won't be able to do that as much. Getting overwhelmed has a lot to do with triggering the hordes, but you can trigger the hordes if you have a specific area that is more or less comfortable to fight from. Like there's enough distance from when the horde enters the room to you that you can shoot everything down if you're at full strength or half strength or whatever. So like in the first mission, there's a room. There's that first room that you can jump into through the hole in the wall. And that seems to give enough position from and like the enemies coming on the left side, they gotta jump, they gotta climb, so that's slow for them. And then the ones coming through the door, well, I mean, that's a bottleneck, so you could just deal with that bottleneck. And here, I think that the best thing is just to stay in the room and have somebody bait the target. But because there's hordes that are dropping down over the fence, it's difficult for that person. Like that person has to be very that person is the easiest target. So the team up top has to work very hard. And I wouldn't even be surprised if that person takes one for the team. Like he goes down, to be picked up with a defibrillator later, and they just go that to spawn. Because the 3 members up top can they can take care of what they need for that first section. With bots, obviously you got to do what I was trying to do, which is, like if I ran through with bots, I'd be dead, right? So the better option is to finish off the ogre and then proceed. And as for the middle rooms, I'm still figuring out what's the right place to fight. I'm thinking it's that very first room that you get into that people respawn. I think you want to retreat back there. I think that gives you the space to kind of like run around in a circle and deal with things. I think if you're in between the rooms after, you get hit from 3 different directions. It needs to be like 2 or 1. You know, if you're in the room with a med, and this is, I'm talking about this mission that was just in the mission number 2. If you're in the room with that spawns a med station, it's got 2 angles, but they can also jump from above you. They can drop down from above you. So that's the 3rd. That's why that room is no good. And if you're in the hallway outside of those rooms, there's 3 different positions: behind, in front, and from the room, where shit can drop down from in front. So I don't like that. I like the first room where your players respawn in the tunnel that you go to pick them up. I like that room for dealing with hordes and dealing with right now. I don't know, maybe I'll feel differently later, but I feel like that's where you're gonna get the most line of sight and the most control on where the ads spawn. So you might have to double back there a lot, you know, to protect yourself. I would say the room right before the ogre respawns for the second time, that area where you kind of stand off, but I don't think so. I think because the problem with that room is that not only is the ogre in front of you, which means you can't go forward, and she's coming through there, right? But the room off to the left, shit drops down from above, and then shit comes from the hole behind you on the other side of the pipes. It tries to get you. So you can do it with a team that is cognizant of that, you know, with everybody holding ground. But if too many mutations spawn, then you're pinched 3 ways. Yeah. So this game is constantly trying to screw you, man. It's constantly trying to screw you, and it's constantly trying to make you screw yourself. So I can't call it a loss because I learned some things about being baited into doors and birds today, and I learned some things about backtracking for the sake of hunting mutations, and you know, and I did make it through the first mission at least once by myself because of these lessons. So that means something to me. I probably could have gone through a little bit faster. Hopefully I'll get more comfortable with it and I'll start doing things a little bit more. But for my play style, it's like, it's very deliberate, man. It's kill everything, control everything. Don't let them get around you. That's my experience. Okay, that's it. All right, so this video is gonna go out and I will try this again next time. I'm gonna chill out and play something less. I kind of want to keep playing, but if I keep playing and I don't eat, I'm gonna get angry. Like I'm gonna get. Okay. Thank you for watching my content.